Hi, my name is Sarah Jane Chapman. I am a tarot creator, yoga therapist, and astrologer, and we are going to be doing a new moon in Aquarius tarot reading. So I'm reading from a deck that I co-created called Be With Your Body Tarot. This is a tarot deck designed to help you find peace with yourself just as you are. So there is one card that represents Aquarius energy. Each of the major arcana either represents an astrological sign or planet, and the one for Aquarius is the star. The star reminds us that we are supported by our communities and by the universe. And this is really important to talk about how it's not just, oh, we are supported. It is a good reminder that you are supported. And it is a reminder that these are relationships. So, how are you showing up for your community? How are you contributing to your own spiritual practices, right? These are things that we want to think about on an Aquarius new moon. So, keeping this card in mind, we're going to pull a couple more cards and see what the energy is for us on this new moon. The spread that we're doing is something that I call my Be With Your Body tarot spread. It's a 6-card spread. This card here is the star, which we had pulled before. And it starts here with the center card. This is card number 1, what our body wants us to know. Card number 2, our environmental influence. Our head is right here at the top. Our heart is here at the bottom. We have our past and we have our future. The center card, what our body wants us to know, we have the Tower reversed. The Tower is big changes, big destruction, honestly. And this card being reversed tells me that there's parts of us that are trying to resist the change. And you know what? That makes perfect sense because this change is uncomfortable. We can feel the world shifting right in front of us, right beneath us, and we're holding on to something because change is really scary. So if you're feeling a lot of fear and anxiety these days, honestly, that makes sense. That is an appropriate reaction to the things that are happening around us. There's a climate crisis. I live in America. A lot of big changes are happening within our administration, and it feels really scary. And so I'm not going to tell you that you need to just like embrace the chaos, but maybe embracing the chaos or acknowledging that it is happening is just the first step to knowing the next right action. And then we have our environmental influence, and we have the 2 of feet or the 2 of pentacles, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And this card is really about a transition, right? We're in between 2 worlds, and it might feel really uncomfortable being in this transition. As you can see, there's like 2 feet on these mushrooms, and all of our, we're afraid to put all of our weight onto the next mushroom, right? We're kind of balanced between the 2. Again, we're in a transition. You don't have to rush your body, but come back to your body. Your body is trying to tell you something. What's happening in our head or in our minds, we have the Ace of Hips reversed. This is like the Ace of Cups reversed, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith. And this card means that our emotions feel like they are too much to be with right now, too much to handle, too much to feel. And again, you know what? That makes sense. There's a lot going on. And so you don't have to dive deep into the depths of despair, but let yourself feel some grief. Let yourself feel whatever the emotions are that are coming up for you. And that can honestly just kind of lighten some of the load. Even if it's not you're feeling into the depths of every part of it, but just allow yourself to feel, open up the door, feel the feelings, let them evolve, let them shift, and notice how they change. What's happening in our heart, we have the Page of Hands or the Page of Wands, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith. Our heart is feeling a new beginning. Our heart is feeling the shift and the change happening, and we know something new is starting. Even if our head doesn't want to recognize it right now, and even if our body is resisting that change, our heart knows that there is something new. And so what we can control, which is very few things, what we can control is our next right action. So what is something that you could do? What is one little thing that you could do to create the world that you want to see? So for example, for me and my family have composted for years and years and years. And then over the last maybe 2 years, we haven't been able, we got out of the habit of it. The system wasn't working. And I said, you know what? I need help with this. And that's again, calling back to the idea with community. I need help. I need support, right? And I want to support my community. For me, composting is a value that I find to be very important, especially to, support the earth, essentially. It's a little thing that I could do. And so where I live, I hired a company that does composting service. And so I now pay for composting service, and my family is getting back into the habit of composting. That is one little thing, one new action that I can do to start to make the world a place that I would like for it to be. So then we're going to look at our past and look at our future. The past, the energy we are bringing into this reading, we have the Six of Hands or the Six of Wands, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith. And this card means that we have felt seen around something. Maybe there was something that you did that you felt recognized for, that you felt really seen about. And you know what? Use that energy to remind you of the support that you have to do the things and create the world that you want to create. And then finally, the future, where we are headed, we have the Queen of Hips or the Queen of Cups, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith. This is an idea to move forward in a nurturing, supportive way. And this card is really about boundaries. So what kind of emotional boundaries, what kind of boundaries do you need to put in place to focus your attention on where you want to go? So maybe, especially since our head has our Ace of Cups, Ace of Hips is reversed in our mind, it's hard for us to feel all the emotions. Maybe we're picking up on everyone else's emotions. What kind of boundaries can you have around your consumption of media, around the situations that you're putting yourself in? Still show up for your community how it feels important for you, but do you need to know every single piece of information, or do you need to know the information that is vital to you? Do you need to know everyone's opinion on every piece of information? I don't know. These are things that you can ask yourself. Like what are some beautiful boundaries that you can hold so you can show up better for your community and for the world that you want to create? Aquarius energy is about bringing things together. It's about sharing ideas. It's about envisioning a world that we want to see. So keeping this in mind, keeping the star card, remember that you are supported and you have the power to support things that feel valuable to you. I'm sending you all the love. I hope that this is helpful. Make sure, obviously, like, subscribe, all these things. I also do have a Substack that has rituals for the new moons and full moons. I will link to that within this show notes. That can give you a couple more actionable projects to do to remind you and to help you to contribute to the support in your community. Sending you all the love.